Okay, so have you ever noticed how, like, professors love to say critical analysis?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they expect you to know exactly what they're talking about,
Right.
but they never really, like, actually break it down.
Yeah, they kind of just throw it out there like you should just automatically know.
Yeah. And it can feel kind of vague, right?
Definitely.
It's like, okay, yeah, I know I'm supposed to go deeper than just summarizing.
Right.
But, like, how?
How do you actually do that?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're going to deep dive into today.
Exactly.
Like, what does it actually mean to critically analyze something, and why is it such a big deal?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think critical analysis is like just having an opinion.
Yeah.
But it's way more than
It's
that.
our nuance.
It's about asking questions.
Right.
And like evaluating evidence and looking at things from different angles.
Like not just accepting things at face value.
Exactly.
You know, one of the sources that you sent over actually had a really good example of this.
Oh, yeah.
It was comparing two different ways of approaching the same research
Okay.
about
About what?
teachers pronouncing students' names correctly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it really highlighted the difference between just like summarizing what the research said versus actually analyzing it critically.
Well, oh, cool. I'm excited to hear this.
Yeah, so basically the research was arguing that like
Yeah.
when teachers make an effort to pronounce their students' names correctly,
Right.
it has like a really positive impact on the students.
Like emotionally.
Yeah, both emotionally and educationally.
Makes sense.
And so the first example in the source just kind of like summarized that point.
Yeah.
It basically said there's a strong positive effect on students,
Right.
both educationally and emotionally,
Okay.
when instructors try to learn to say students' names without making pronunciation errors.
So it's just kind of like repeating
Yeah.
what the research said.
It's like, yeah, okay, I get the main idea,
Right.
but like, tell me more.
Yeah.
Like, what makes this research so convincing?
Yeah, like what kind of evidence are we talking about here?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, I need more.
I need to be convinced.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at the second example then.
Okay.
So this one starts out kind of similar.
Okay.
It says King, the researcher,
Yeah.
gives various examples to support his claim that the positive emotional and educational impact on students is clear
Right.
when instructors try to pronounce students' names in the correct way.
Okay. So far, so good. Just summarizing.
Yeah, just kind of setting the stage, you know.
Right.
But then it says he quotes one student saying that he felt surprised and happy when the tutor said his name clearly.
Oh, wow.
So you see how this is already different.
Yeah. Instead of just saying that the research uses examples,
Right.
it actually gives you a specific example.
Exactly. It brings it to life.
Yeah. And that little detail suddenly makes the research feel more real.
Right. Because now you can imagine that
Yeah.
student feeling surprised and happy.
Yeah. It's not just like a vague concept anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow, this actually happened to someone.
Exactly. And there's even more it goes on to say.
Ooh.
The emotional effect claimed by Qiang is illustrated in quotes such as these.
Yeah.
Although the educational impact is supported more indirectly through the chapter.
Right.
Overall, he provides more examples of students being negatively affected by incorrect pronunciation.
Okay.
And it is difficult to find examples within the text of a positive educational impact as such.
Whoa.
What do you think about that?
It's like it's pointing out a potential weakness in the research.
Exactly.
It's not just like blindly accepting the claim. It's actually looking at the evidence and being like,
Right.
wait a minute,
Like, hold on.
does this actually add up?
Yeah.
That's pretty insightful.
And that's exactly what critical analysis is all about.
Okay, so it's not about like tearing things down.
No, not at all.
It's more about like,
It's about engaging with the material.
yeah, and like forming your own informed opinion.
Exactly.
So it's like a deeper level of understanding.
And that's why this is so important for everyone.
Yeah.
Because when you can critically analyze, you become a sharper reader.
Right.
You become a sharper thinker.
Yeah.
And that makes your own writing more convincing.
Yeah, because you're not just like
Right?
parroting back
If
information.
you're actually processing it.
You're thinking for yourself.
And this is a skill that goes way beyond academics.
Oh, absolutely. It's like a BS detector for life.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now that we've kind of broken down what critical analysis is,
Yeah.
what are like some key takeaways for our listeners?
So here's something I want you to think about
Yeah.
the next time you're reading anything.
All right.
It could be a news article.
Yeah.
It could be a research study,
A book?
a book, even a social media post.
Oh, yeah. Those are full of hot takes.
Right. I want you to stop and think.
Okay.
How can I apply these critical analysis skills to this?
Okay. I like that.
So look for the author's main argument.
Okay.
What are they trying to convince you of? And then look at the evidence they're using. Are there any gaps or inconsistencies?
Hmm.
Do they address counter-arguments?
Oh, that's a good one.
Could there be other interpretation?
Yeah, like, are they presenting
Right.
a balanced view?
Exactly.
Or is it just, like, one-sided?
Are they trying to manipulate you into thinking a certain way
Right.
by only showing you part of the story?
So by asking these questions,
Yes.
you're basically turning yourself from just, like, a passive reader
Exactly.
into, like, an active, engaged thinker.
That's the goal.
I love that.
You become a critical reader.
Awesome.
And that's a really valuable skill to have,
No matter what you're reading.
no matter what you're reading.
Super helpful.
I hope that helps.
Yeah. I think that's a great place to wrap up this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining.